today. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys taking on Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will make it into the end zone. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Ezekiel Elliott, the ball
The
carrier.
numbers for Zeke from last week. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Draw play, Elliott. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A first down carry by Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Sean Dion Hamilton was there to bring him down defensively.
45-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Cowboys.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Derek Brown able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
To try again after the sack. Prescott, and he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 33. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
Well, one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Cowboys first down.
Now Elliott. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to have it first and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal.
No gain on the play. Brings up third and
Prescott on third and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Adam Troutman. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Offensively for Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater will be at the controls, the talented quarterback out of Louisville.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
No,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey.
number 22.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 13 carries, 69 yards.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
Now the throw pulled in by Anderson.
Bridgewater's pass.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Gain of 7 yards. And it's third down.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, they just watched the other team take the ball downfield and score, so they knew that this drive, this opening drive, was on them. And, boy, that was important to pick up that first down there and keep this one going.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
At the 43-yard line.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete.
Bridgewater's pass thrown to the sideline and incomplete. Coverage on the play by Trayvon Diggs.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, Bridgewater gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys, and they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ramsey. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 32-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Prescott from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Elliott. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott over the middle. Cooper with it. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Jalen Smith showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
Let's see if they do that. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Bridgewater's pass.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back. Bridgewater to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
On 1st down, it's Elliott. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Ezekiel Elliott, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Panthers nothing.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Open man is the tight end Troutman. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 17-yard line. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a defense, right? No, they go play action, and defense gets confused for just a split second. And next thing you know, completion for good yardage.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. A throw over the middle, taken in by Troutman. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they move the ball with relative ease.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. To throw is Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And it is now 21-0. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
1st down, Panthers.
A beautiful fake. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. Flushed out right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
The Panthers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Throwing, Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away. I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Prescott able to hit his target, Lamb. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 14 on that one, and a 1st down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the 1st half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Well, the 2nd down throw on target. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Here's Prescott. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
But things are definitely going right for them here in the 1st half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Prescott now from the 50. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
The 29-yard line.
Prescott on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Griffin. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
5 at the 24-yard line.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down. Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Now he's having a nice little 1st half here, partner.
And it's a 1st half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Tackled there by Leighton Vander Esch. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Christian McCaffrey.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The Cowboys on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
That's good for a Cowboy.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47.
Malik Harrison on the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup.
On 2nd down now. It's Elliott. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton.
And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore. DJ Moore, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Panthers have recovered.
Elliott, the ball carrier.
But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that would be considered a fumble.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On third down, it's Prescott. Cooper's got it. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
It's a pickup of 6.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Prescott yet again. And Caldwell's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. First down, Prescott. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
2 yards on the pickup.
They'll throw again. Prescott. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up third
and short yardage. Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will extend the lead out to 24.
Makes the score Cowboys 31, Panthers 7.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start with an NFC matchup down in the Superdome. Washington taking on New Orleans. And it's the Saints who are out in front. Auden Tate, a touchdown reception. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Corey Davis, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And that game all even as they host the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. He's over 300 yards passing already. How high can he go? To find out, let's kick it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Bridgewater. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Prescott to throw it. Over the middle, Cooper with it. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
This is Elliott. Justin Jones there on the stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ramsey. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a first down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now back to the ground with Elliott. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Elliott. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 3rd down, Haywood. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Haywood. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
now Elliott.
2.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Carrier brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's
Prescott from the gun on third. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Adam Troutman, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And the Panthers.
This is McCaffrey. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 brings
On
up
second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Bridgewater. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Has a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 13-yard line. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's McCaffrey. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. His pass caught at the 4. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Now Bridgewater on 4th down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
They'll run with Elliott. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here now, Johnny Townsend. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Christian McCaffrey on the carry. Chidobe Awuzie on the tackle. It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Carolina.
On the ground, McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a 1st down and more. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Coverage on the play by Trayvon Diggs.
Bridgewater now. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson.
Bridgewater's pass.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. And it's
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the 1st.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Bridgewater again. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Christian McCaffrey.
Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And the Panthers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Here's Bridgewater. The quick slant caught. And he is out of bounds here. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Just shy of the goal line.
Throwing is Bridgewater. And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Touchdown.
DJ Moore. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
And the lead is down to 24. So that drive spans 13 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Dak and the Cowboys ready for their next possession. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They go to Elliott again. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Sean Dion Hamilton on the tackle. A gain of a yard makes it 3rd
on 3rd down, Elliott. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Ezekiel Elliott. That's good.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll run on 1st down. Haywood. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Cooper's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Elliott, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Here's Elliott. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Able to break the tackle, but then quickly brought down just outside of the 5. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
4 yards on the pickup.
To throw, Bridgewater. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw.
And that'll be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
On second down, Bridgewater again. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The Panthers on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Bridgewater completes it to Samuel.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And his throw is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll throw again. Bridgewater. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. First down, Bridgewater. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Christian McCaffrey, incomplete. It's 2nd down.
Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
6 yards. And it's
To the air again with Bridgewater. Open man is Anderson.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
8-yard pickup.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Bridgewater on first down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater over the middle, complete. That's Kramer. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third.
He'll get that complete to Alberto. And the Panthers are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey.
And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
That gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Escaping, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Touchdown.
Teddy Bridgewater with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Now Bridgewater will lead the troops up to go for 2. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Cowboys are able to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
The Cowboys about set to take over on offense.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll keep it on the ground. Elliott. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Dallas, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.